What? Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's right. You know, complicated. But yeah. Tell him. Yeah, tell the guy about Twitter. Always takes time to flips. Everything though. Yeah. You don't have to say long. And 1 minute carbonis. What you do? You know, for some time. Okay. Sechta Sanhedrin. How you ever? Sechta Samachay. Samachay. What's tonight? Chav Gimel Shvat. Chav Gimel Shvat. Oh wow. Chav Gimel Shvat. Yeah, it's coming along. Bal Pesach. Oh, yeah, really Bal Pesach. Wow. Hi, Machrib Tovia.
Hashem. The guys from Zev.
Oh, you saw him?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mincha, yeah. It's afternoon.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Mm.
You had a nice reunion.
Yeah. Baruch Hashem.
Okay. We talk about people that are chayv skila for being over certain averas. So we have previous lists of different averas. And here how we do one. Bal oiv. Bal oiv. What's a bal oiv? There's a a man called a Bal Oiv and a man called a Yedoini. Two different types of getting information from people that are no longer amongst the living. Bal Oiv ze pitoim hamadaber mishechyo. You bring up this mace from the earth and you put him under the armpits and he speaks from over there. Okay, we'll see more details in the Gemara. That is a terrible avera, and one that does that is over skila. He gets the punishment of skila. V'yedoini, what's yedoini? Ze'amadaber b'fiv. There's a certain bone that you get from a certain animal, certain chaya, and you put it in the mouth, and it talks. The bone begins to talk, obviously with a certain witchcraft, certain technique that you use, and it starts talking. These two averas are considered skila. They are skila. Initial bad, the people that do this actively get skila. Initial bad, people that ask these people, you have a lady does this, and you go and ask her, can you tell me, please, which number is going to win the lottery? So if you do the asking, then that's a lav. It's not skila, that's a lav. The skila is for the people that have the bones in the mouth and have the thing under the armpits. But the people that nishal and they ask from this bone, they get a lav. Good. Says the Gemara. Over here we discussed the two people, Bal Oiv and Yedoni, two separate people. Why over here do we mention Bal Oiv and we mention Yedoni? Why the Gabe Krisis? Diktani Bal Oiv v'Shairei Yedoni. We say Bal Oiv and we miss out Yedoni. That means in Masechtas Krisis we have a list, the first Mishnah, of 36 averas that when one does it b'mezid, there's karis. When one does it b'shoigeg, there's chatas. And there, it's only mentioned Bal Oiv, and Yedoni is omitted. Yedoni is not mentioned. So Freimora, why? Here you say Bal Oiv v'Yedoni. That it says Bal Oiv v'Shairei Yedoni. There we miss out Yedoni. Why? They're both chayav karis, chayra. So the both should be averas. That'll be a chayav carbon. And for the Gemara, two answers. We have Rabbi Yechon's answer, we have Rish Lakish's answer. Rabbi Yechon Amar oil u'shneim b'lav echad nemru. Both are written in one lav. The pasuk that asks us to do Bal Oiv puts together Yedoni. What does it say? Al tifnu al oivois v'le Yedonim. It says it one breath, one al tifnu al oivois v'le Yedonim. Since it puts it together in one breath, one pasuk, therefore, if a person does both these averas, he'll only get one chatas. Only one chatas. Because he won't get two chatas because he only did one lav. It's one lav. If you do them separately and a straw for both, it'll be misa for either of them. But if you did them be'halem echad, it's only going to be one lav. Shlakish Amma? No. Yedoni, tell you why. Another reason. What's Yedoni? Yedoni, you put this bone in the mouth, very nice, and the bone starts speaking, very nice. When it speaks, it speaks on its own. Don't do anything. You're not actively involved. You're not doing anything. Therefore, since it's a lav she'ein b'maisa, therefore there won't be a chatas. By chatas it says, "Ashaloi say asena." You have to have things that are actions. It's not called an action. Therefore, there's no mice. So Rabbi Yechon says it's one lav. That's why one lav is kind of both. Rish Lakish says because there's no mice. Now we have to know why doesn't Rabbi Yechon say like Rish Lakish? Why doesn't Rish Lakish say like Rabbi Yechon? Says the Gemara. Rabbi Yechon might shnobal oiv the knockout. First, another kasha. Very nice. So you can't. What's it? Bal oiv you have a ma'isa. You don't. You have to move the armpit. Yeah, we'll see soon. No. So we'll see soon. Yeah, it seems you have to do some warming up over there. Says the Gemara, Bal oiv the knockout. Okay, I get it. Bal oiv Yedoni is one lav, so you have to choose one. Why do you choose Bal oiv? And the Mishnah increases. Why don't you say Yedoni? Why do you say baloiv? Everything more the pasuk beikra, because the pasuk starts off with baloiv. So that's why the Mishnah is choosing one. It chooses the first one because that's the one that we begin with. Pasuk beikra. Rishlakish by Tam and Almak Rebechna. Rishlakish by Rishlakish Rebechna. That there is one lav. Amar Papach. Look at him Misa. It's not one lav. You see, when it comes to Misa, it says separately that Baloiv gets killed, Yidoni gets killed, so they are separated. It's not one. Maybe in the lav they're separated, but in the Misa they are. Maybe in the lav they are together, but in the Misa they are separated. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Yechlan says Chalukah the lav shma Chalukah. If you have separate lav, that's called separated. But Chalukah the Misa lo shma Chalukah. But Chalukah Misa is not called separated. That's called separated. Good. That's not called separated. Very good. Now we have to know why they don't say like each other. So we know now why Rabbi Yochanan, why Shlach doesn't say like Rabbi Yochanan. He holds the all separated because the Gava Misa they're separated. Rabbi Yochanan, my Taber Alam Ger Shlakish. Why Rabbi Yochanan say like Shlakish? That says there's no Misa. What's wrong with that reason? It sounds a valid reason to me. No Misa. So you don't get Karm. There's no Chiv Karm because there's no action. Amalach. A fit decreases. One of the list of those 36, one of them is Megadev. Megadev is when a man benches Hashem. That's also not a Maisa. And nevertheless, it's mentioned over there. Why? Why is it mentioned over there? Because it's going to free of Kiva. So what are you talking about? That it doesn't say Bal Yedoni because there's no Maisa. That Mishnah clearly holds you don't need a Maisa because that Mishnah includes in the list Megadev. Megadev is no Maisa. Megadev is cursing, only moving his lips. No Maisa. That still is mentioned. So Elamai, the Mishnah is going to feed Reb Kiva. Masid there creases Reb Kiva. It's going to feed Reb Kiva. The Amalei need a Maisa. It's going to feed Reb Kiva. They don't need a Maisa. It's going to feed Reb Kiva. Don't need the Maisa. So if it's going to feed Reb Kiva, you don't need the Maisa. Don't tell me that it's not mentioned. You don't need no Maisa. You don't need a Maisa in the Mishnah over there. Reb Kiva said the more Rish Lakish. Good point. What's Pshat in Rish Lakish? It says Megadev and it's going to feed Reb Kiva. So why didn't they mention Yidoni? Says Rish Lakish, no. He delay boy Reb Kiva makes haraber. You're right. Reb Kiva doesn't require have a big Maisa. Maisa Zuta boy. A small Maisa he does need. A small Maisa he doesn't need. This is no Maisa at all. This is too limited of a Maisa. Why? Explain to me, please. My Maisa Ikka by Megadev. Which Maisa is it? Akimas Fossa of a Maisa. Akimas Fossa moving the lips. That's a Maisa. Masha Enkein, when you put the bone in the mouth, the bone talks. The lips don't move. Like a dibuk. You ever seen a dibuk? A dibuk, when it speaks inside a person, the person speaks without moving the lips. Right? So no movement on the lips. So no Maisa. That's not a Maisa. Masha Enkein Megadev is he moves his lips. That's called a Maisa. Says the Gemara, Bal Oiv, my Maisa Ikka. What that your Rebavram's Kasha. What's the Maisa with Bal Oiv? What's the Maisa Bal Oiv? Says the Gemara, yeah. Akasha Zeroisov have a Maisa. You hear Avram. This is what I'm saying. He bangs his arms. That's you have to warm up. That's the Maisa. Akasha Zeroisov have a Maisa. The bang of the arms, that's a Maisa. Friday morrow. You with us, Yankel? I fill a bottom. Even if you're a bottom, is that called a Maisa? Yeah? Will you tell me even a bottom that argue Reb Kiva? And they hold Megad if you're not Chayev, will they hold Bal Oiv? Is Chayev Malkus? Is Chayev a Karman Chatos? Because moving the armpits is the arms is a bigger Maisa than Megadev? Maybe, yeah, really. But Tanya, no. Is that enough of a Maisa if you're a bottom? But Tanya, we had this price before, 2 days ago. But by the Zera, one is only chayav when it's a Maisa. Kegoin, Zibuach, Kitur, Nisuch, Mishtachava. Only these things. Zibuach, Kitur, Nisuch, Mishtachava. Omar Shlakish, Man Tana Shtachava, bowing down to by the Zera. Is that considered a Maisa? Bowing down to Avodah Zarah is called a Maisa. Really? Little bit of Maisa. Says Rish Lakish, same Rish Lakish talking. Says, Man Tana Shtachava. Who's the man that says Shtachava will be considered the Maisa? Rebbe Kiva. Scroll if the Heilige Rebbe Kiva, the whole that Megadev is called a Maisa. Who then Shtachava is a Maisa. But Mashain can fear about on the whole Megadev is the whole Maisa. Who didn't hold that Shtachava is not a Maisa. If Shtachava is not a Maisa, Shtachava is not a Maisa. Mantan Shtachava Kiwi, the Amal Levin a Maisa. Yeah. So if you're Shlakish, you can't tell me that Bal Oiv is going to be a Maisa if you're the bottom. Why? Because Madach, Shtachava is not a Maisa. Even though he's bending down, bowing, and all that, it's not called a Maisa. It can't be that Bal Oiv is a better Maisa than that. The Bal Oiv is not a better Maisa than that. Bal Oiv is not a better Maisa than that. Says the Gemara. Rabbi Yechon says no. Rabbi Yechon disagrees with Shlakish. Hishtachava is not a comparison to Megadev. Rabbi Yechon said don't compare the two things together. Rabbi Yechon Amar Filatem Rabbanon. Hishtachava can be even if you're Rabbanon. Kfifas Kaimosoi Rabbanon have a Maisa. Bowing down, bending over his body. That is considered a Maisa. Kfifas Kaimosoi have a Maisa. It's called a Maisa. That is called a Maisa. That's considered a Maisa. Masha Enkain. Mekadev, it's not a Maisa. So the fear of Yechdan, Bal Oiv could be a Maisa. But the fear of Shlokish, it's not considered a Maisa. Says the Gemara, I don't understand. Therefore, the Gemara is fear guys. So what are you saying? That the Mishnah in Krisus that says Bal Oiv, you'll get a carbon, says Rish Lakish, because that's called a Maisa. Bal Oiv is called a Maisa. It can't be if you're a bottom. Says the Gemara, it can't be. Madach Hashta. Madach Rish Lakish. Kfifas Kamasa Larbana Leva Maisa. Madach we say bowing down the Koima the Rabbanah is not a Maisa. Akosha's Riosa of the Bal Oiv have a Maisa. Akosha's Riosa the Bal is a Maisa. That can't be. That's not an option. That's not an option. How could that be? So Rish Lakish can't be saying that the Mishnah increases. That's Machayev. Which last I do. We're not trying to know. It can't be the Mishnah increases that says Bal Oiv's Chayev is going to feed Rabbanon. Because bowing down is not a Maisa. So for sure, Bal Oiv's not a Maisa. For sure, Bal Oiv's not a Maisa. So Elamai, the Mishnah increases is only going to feed Rabbi Kiva. Does that work? Look at the increases. There it says that Rabbi Kiva says Megadif. The Rabbanon argue on Megadif. They argue Megadif. And they say Megadif, you're not Chayev, because it's not a Maisa. Rabbanon do not argue on Bal Oiv. Firish Lakish, Rabbanon should argue on Bal Oiv too. Rabbanon should argue on Bal Oiv too. And to say Bal Oiv is not considered a Maisa. I don't seem to say that in the Mishnah. Says the Gemara. Rabbanon, Rabbanon say, no, we don't agree to put Bal Oiv in the list. And we don't agree to put Megadif in the list. Yatsa Megadif, we should say, Yatsa Megadif Bal Oiv Boile. We should say Yatsa Megadif Bal Oiv. Elam Ola. So what's the pshat in the Mishnah increases? That it says over there Bal Oiv, and it seems Rabbanon agree that there's going to be Malchus and there'll be a carbon, and it's considered a Maisa. Why is it considered a Maisa? Says the Gemara. Elam Ola b'mekate l'shin daled. You know what Bal Oiv means? You know what Bal Oiv means increases? We're not talking about our Bal Oiv of bringing up the dead. No. It means that you are maktir a behemoth or whatever, or keteres, for a shin daled. And that is a total maisa. That's called Bal Oiv. Bal Oiv there means maktir keteres avodah zara. That's the Taich Bal Oiv. So Zimora, that's Pashta avodah zara. That's not another case of krisus. I understand it's a Maisa. Where is the new case? Need 36 cases. Where's the new case? So and I'm on a shade. I'm on a shade. Oh, avodah kavi. That's avodah zara. That's regular avodah zara. That's avodah zara. It's not bal oiv. Amarova and amarova mekatel chaver. Mekatel chaver. This thing called a choiv chaver. It's not avodah zara. It's a shin dalet. Right? And it's not it's not avodah zara. There's a thing called demons. You ever met them? There's demons out there. Shin dalets. And if a person's makte to them, that's called not avodah zara. It's called bal oiv. Amar Abaya, there's no skila. Amar Abaya, a makte lechoiver, the chava choiver chavahu. It's a law in the Torah called choiver chava. It's a law in the Torah called choiver chava. That's what it is. So why is it say skila? Why is it koris? So the M. Somewhere, yeah. Normally choiver chava, the list of choiver chava is just bringing together two animals. When you bring together she and dalets, and you mechaber the she and dalets, then there's going to be skila, right? If you bring together animals, only bring animals together, then that's only allowed. If you bring together she and dalets, then it'd be a misa. We'll see soon more about this. Issa of choiver chava. Choiver chava, pasuk in the Torah. Choiver chava, some type of witchcraft being mashpia kach satuma, and you bring the things together. Right, says the Gemara. Tarabanan, choiver chava, what's choiver chava? Choiver chava, echad chava gadol, echad chava cotton. You mechaber things together. This is what the Egyptians, kishav machas, call them. They said, but oriv, bring animals together, not a big deal. They can also do it. You can say a certain spell, and you will get animals coming from all over the place. There's a way of bringing animals together. It's called choiver chava. Choiver chava. No. Says the Gemara, choiver chava, echad chava gadol, echad chava cotton. I mean, you can bring together lions and tigers, giraffes and gorillas, and that's one type of choiver chava. Another type of choiver chava is you bring together cockroaches and spiders, bees and wasps. So any of them, it's called choiver chava. You say a certain spell. There's a certain word you say. I don't know exactly what you do, and they come flocking to you. That's what it is. Snakes and scorpions. Rashi says even the chashva krab means, even though it's good for them to make them come together, and they shouldn't come to the midbar. They shouldn't come near you, near people, and be mazik. Right? Let them stay over there. Still, it's not kuch nefesh, not mutter. So tomorrow, Amar Abaya Hilkach. Hi man, the tzomit zibura v'akraba. A man puts together zibura v'akraba. He puts together zibura akraba. Akraba is a scorpion. Zibura type of bee. Asad bina azab. You put them together. You have kavana that these shouldn't harm people. Put them together, they'll be busy with themselves, and they won't harm anybody. Nevertheless, it's a draisa. Awesome. It's awesome. Which is a choiver chava. Putting together animals is awesome. Now, Rashi makes a point to say, only if it's not kuch nefesh. If it's kuch nefesh, then obviously it's not a problem. If it's kuch nefesh, it's obvious that it's not an issue. Pasha. Rashi made a point saying that these animals could be dangerous. Scorpions, the Mishnah says, scorpions can be dangerous. Right? Scorpions is a person down for Ezra and there's a scorpion, stops. Only a nachash doesn't stop a scorpion. Scorpion's dangerous. So make sure that Rashi don't take it more necessarily face value. The Maisa. But if it'll be a scorpion that is chasing you and you have a way to say a spell and to get him to leave you, then do that. Do that. Says the Gemara. Again. So we said, what's the reason of the Mishnah increases that doesn't say Yidoini? Because it's one lav as follows. But he does not agree to say that it's not a Maisa, will be a Maisa. Now, 1 second. But the Maisa, and the second Rebbe says, why didn't the Mishnah mention bowing down for Rebbe Yechlan is called a Maisa because it's different than Megadif. Now, I'll tell you why. Please explain. Bowing down, says Rabbi Yechon, bowing down is Shtachava, even if you're a Bonon, it's considered a Maisa. So Rabbi Yechon, the Kivas come also have a Maisa. When you bow down, it's going to be called a Maisa. And saying Bavarech Hashem, saying that is not called a Maisa. What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Why do we say that Kivas Kamasa is a Maisa? Kivas Kamasa is a Maisa. And a Kimas Fasav is not a Maisa. What's the difference? Explain the difference. What do you say? Bowing down is more. More exertion, that's you say, right? Right. What? Yeah, I'm saying we need a Maisa. We get Malchus, need a Maisa. Need a Maisa. There's no action. Just bending your body. Well, that's different. Moving your mouth and mouthing words and is not. What? Yeah, by Kimas Fasav, and Rabbanon say, no, that's nothing. No, by Shtachva, no Mira. The Gemara seems to hold that these two things are comparable. And that Dov is asking why they compare. And the Babbat Shem was very makbid, right? Not to bow down to a goy when he greets him. Story with that episode. Wouldn't bow. Bow? You got to make his hand. Makbid not to bow. No? Yeah. Not yeah. Yeah, no, like the Stachavot.
You're not that really, you just.
Yeah, I think you know. Think about it.
Yeah.
It's about. So the Stachavot. What Khalichah is Stachavot. Good. No. Yeah. So, but the Gemara says, yeah. So maybe Stachavot doesn't mean Dov. I'm just like. That's enough. Nice. So Kimus Fos will be the same. I don't know if you need push it, and maybe the Gemara later, I don't know. If you need Baboy Zora, push it down line, that's like lie flat. Maybe not. The Gemara, the Kivas Kamoso, have a Maisa, the Peter Ball, Kivas Kamoso is a Maisa. Bakimasa Fosovlo have a Maisa. Bakimasa Fosovlo have a Maisa. Kimas Fosovlo have a Maisa. What was the difference? Why is moving lips not considered a Maisa? And bowing down is a Maisa. Amarava, no, tell you why. Shani Megadav is different. Why? Oil the Yershka believe. Megadav is different because the Ikka Megadav is in the heart. If this guy wants to is saying words of cursing the Abisham, he doesn't mean it. Doesn't mean anything, right? Doesn't mean it. It's not the word, it's the heart. And the heart's not a Maisa. It's the heart's the Ikka is the lave. Ikka is the lave. Ikka is the heart. Right? So it's kavan. So therefore, if the heart doesn't mean it, then it's not considered. That's not considered anything. That's not considered anything. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara. That's the Gemara's target. But the kids are lefir b'yechdon, mouthing words, ba'atzem is called a Maisa. The only reason why it's not called a Maisa because it's the ikatoila, what's going on in the heart. Maseh Reb Zera, Yatze Edom Zoyman. Yatze Edom Zoyman, said Reb Zera. Yatze Edom Zoyman. The Beis says that Edom Zoyman, now if you explain tomorrow, I'll get a medal. The end of the Gemara. Get a medal. This morning, nobody could explain it. So if anybody explain it tonight on Chav Gimel Shvat, be a big fuss. Let's get to the end of the Gemara, and everyone will ask the kasha. Kasha is also good to ask, but the terrorists are not questions. So Yatze Edom Zoyman. Edom Zoyman. What's Edom Zoyman? They fabricated the story. I've gemacht the mice. Made a story up, and they got nizam. And now, do they get Malchus? No. Beis said Yatze Edom Zoyman. She'ema Meiser. Edom Zoyman don't get Malchus. Why? Or don't bring Karachatos, no Meiser.
So what's holding you back? How accept Davis?
What do you discussion?
You can't. You have to show the Yachol someone.
That's the other thing. What?
You have to have something to scare them.
Well, you get Malchus.
They don't.
It's only carbon chatas. If the Gemara is clear, they get malchus. If they get malchus, no. Oh, you don't get carbon. What's the difference? It's a posit. It's clear. They missed them beginning of Makkas. It's clear the Gemara, you get malchus. Eidim Zomim get malchus. It's clear in the Gemara. I don't know why. You ask the Kasha, why? Why is that nice? The Gemara talks about it, right? Eidim Zomim, where's the? So if they did it, the Kasha Zaman last lachif. If they give Eidim to other guys, you get malchus. If it's you can't, the first mission in Makkas. You can't have a Zaman, they get malchus. Yeah, but the Gemara no carbon. Why? Because she'em b'mal ma'aser, no ma'aser. Amai, unless to believe. What do you mean? He's mouthing the words. The Eidim Zomim are saying something, and if you're telling me when you're mouthing words, that's called a ma'aser. The only reason why it's not called a ma'aser is because it's with the heart. Here it's not with the heart. Here it's less to believe. Here it's not with the heart. Less to believe. We said Megadev really is called a ma'aser. The reason why you potter is because it's the main thing is the heart. But Eidim Zomim it's not going to do with the heart. Then it should be considered a ma'aser. Words itself is considered a ma'aser. Everything more Amarava no Shad Eidim Zomim. It's not about the words. If they say the words, don't hear them, it's nothing. So the moving the lips and making the motions is not mechayev. It's the voice. The voice is not a ma'aser. You're getting lumdish. Amarava Shad Eidim Zomim hoil v'yashter b'koil. It's with a voice. B'koil v'yashter la ma'aser. A voice is not a ma'aser. A voice. How do you project the voice? I don't know. Voice. No ma'aser. Not a ma'aser. Making words, that's a ma'aser. Saying words, ma'aser. But making a noise, that's not a ma'aser. That's not a ma'aser. That makes sense.
Words is not ma'aser.
Is a ma'aser. You have to make words. You have to move your lips. Yeah, but noise is not ma'aser. So here, Eidim Zomim come to Bezdin. It's not the words that they're saying. It has to be the noise. Because the words themselves without noise is not edus. So it's only the noise that they're making. The noise is not a ma'aser. The noise is not a ma'aser. You get it? Noise is not a ma'aser. Pretty more. 1 second. Is that so? Noise not a ma'aser. If you have an animal that is eating from the trough and you yell at it, because you yell at it, it stops it eating. It stops it eating, and it's like a muzzle. The yelling is muzzling it up. What's halacha? Rabbi Yechel Amar Chayev. Rabbi Yechel says you Chayev. Rish Lakish Amar Pater. Rish Lakish says you Pater. Rabbi Yechel Amar Chayev. Akimas Pivav Ma'aser. Rabbi Yechel says you Chayev. Why? Because you made a noise. How do you make a noise? You have to open your mouth when you want to yell. When you're yelling at this animal, that is considered a ma'aser. Akimas Piv is a ma'aser. Rish Lakish Amar Pater. Akimas Piv lo yahav a ma'aser. Rish Lakish says you Pater. Why? Akimas Piv, moving your mouth, is not a ma'aser. It's clear for Rabbi Yechon. Even make a noise is considered a ma'aser. Even make a noise is considered a ma'aser. Since it's considered a ma'aser, so back to the kasha. So what's the difference between the gadif? Again, here, what's the difference between? Rabbi Yechon said that Akimas Piv here is a ma'aser. Kasha, what's the difference? If Chaspa B'Koi Rabbi Yechon says it's chayev, right? So why Eidim Zomim is not chayev? Why is it not chayev? Why is Eidim Zomim different? Why is Eidim Zomim different? If what's the kitzah? It's nothing to do with our Gemara. It's a local cash over there. If you have an animal that you make it not eat through a coil, yadagat it chayev. And Eidim Zomim, because you know to muzzle an animal while it's working for you and make him not be able to eat. So you can put a muzzle on his mouth, or you can yell at him. When you yell at him, he gets frightened. When he gets frightened, he doesn't eat. Yeah, you muzzled him up by yelling at him. Or kalayim. Two shots. That's the second. That's an higa b'kol. There's chasba b'kol and higa b'kol. Two things. Chasba b'kol is you muzzled him up when he's threshing and he can't eat. Second is you made the animals walking together, and because he yelled at it, you made it go. Right. So that's called a Maisa. That's why it's Eidim Zoyman, not called a Maisa. This line of the Gemara is the line that will appreciate anybody that can have some insight in the Gemara. You ready though? So the Gemara, Ela Marava, Shad Eidim Zoyman, Hoil V'yeshna B'Riyah. Eidim Zoyman has got to a sing. Ikichuva is Rashi Bal Deriyah. Shamidim Sharo. Veriyah, there's no Maisa. Any office? What? There's no Riyah. They make up a story, the Eidim Zoyman. What are we talking about? Is there Riyah? The liars. So what do the word mean? Is there? They don't get Malchus because it's all based on the Riyah. They saw what?
The regular text.
But it's Eidim Zoyman.
But in the regular text, when
The Put gives Eidos, yeah.
But they saw something, then it's Eidos.
What?
In the regular text,
We're talking Eidim Zoyman that said Eidos, that's false.
in the regular text,
What do you get case? What's your
they saw
case?
something with the person and they testified.
What's wrong? Why should get Malchus? It's Sadik. So Eidim Zoyman here. With Eidim they get Malchus did a terrible Avera of Sada Berecha 8 Shakim. She get Malchus. There's a Maisa. You say no. There's no Maisa. Why? Because it's dependent on the Re'iyah. On seeing. Seeing what? What? What's Re'iyah? Didn't see. He made it up. You're getting Malchus. It didn't. He did it. No Malchus. The Malchus is because he made it up. Where's the Re'iyah? Where's the Re'iyah? What's the Re'iyah? Right? They said there was a Re'iyah. So what? So they said there was a Re'iyah. Shver is far the Gemara. Says the Gemara. Talk about him. Right. Right. That's normally when there is a story. When they make up a story. Right. I get that. There's no viewing here. And if that means there's no viewing. What's going on? Tzarech Tara bottom. Bal Oiv, what's Bal Oiv? Get into the graphic details of the Bal Oiv Yidoidi. Bal Oiv, Zamadabe Ben Aprokim. They bring up the mace, a dead spirit, a spirit of a dead body, and one puts it on his joints. Or under his armpits. Yedoini, what's Yedoini? Yedoini is you put a certain bone in his mouth, and it speaks on its own. That's what Yedoini is. So how loud does this guy speak? He comes up, sits on your lap, this spirit by the joints, and he speaks. Very well, Meisvei. The Pasuk says, my eretz koilech. It's like an oiv that his voice is coming from the earth. My eretz koilech looks like the dead guy stays in the earth. My love the mishtoi ki archei. It looks like he's talking regularly, not being regular from the ground. I mean, he's dead. He's talking for the eretz. Says we're like the solid goes up. Yosef ben Aprokim. Or mishtoi. The reason why we say my eretz koilech because his voice is very faint. Why is it very faint? Because he's dead. And he doesn't have any chiyas to speak loud, to project his voice. That's why it sounds like meher. It sounds like very, very faint, very unclear, very low. Toshma. Atoime Ishal Shol. Shalom Melech went to ask this lady, Balas Oiv, to bring up who? Shmuel. Who? Yeah. He says, Elikim, Re'isi Oilim in Oretz. I saw him coming up Mina Oretz. What's coming to Oretz? I'm more understood. I don't know why. Might have the Mishtoka Archei. It's still the voice is still coming from the ground. No, the Yasa Ben Aprokim Mishtoka. No, it's sitting Ben Aprokim. That's where it's sitting. Right. I don't know what Hamina was. It says Risa Oila Mina Oretz coming up from the Oretz. Okay. What? That's coming up soon. Yeah, how do you know that?
That's not Shiur, that's a melech.
Yeah. That's tomorrow. That's next tomorrow. Tana bottom. Bal Oiv means Echad Amal Bezachurei. A male can bring up the Bal Oiv and the spirit can sit al zachrusoi, right, of the zachar. There's two ways of doing it. There are three ways, but you can do it on the zachrus, or you can you have a gogoilus, a skull, dead skull. Speak to the skull, have a conversation with the dead skull. You find out the news. Ma bein zelazeh. What's the difference between these two? Ma bein zelazeh. Ma le bezachuroi. You bring it bezachuroi. Ino ele kedarkoi. It comes with the feet up. Regular. What do you mean?
Not a king.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Ve'ena oila b'Shabbos. It doesn't work on Shabbos. Shabbos? Sorry, after hours. We're closed. What? It won't work on Shabbos. It's a koich hatuma, and this koich hatuma does not work on Shabbos. Nishla gegoyles, but a gegoyles is a different type of spirit. For some reason, oila kedarke goes regular. Oila b'Shabbos comes up on Shabbos too. What do you mean oila? Leicha salik. What do you mean oila? It's a skull. What do you mean? You're talking to the skull. So what goes up? What goes up? Like a goyles. Nothing comes. You're not bringing anything up. This is the dead individual, and you're talking to the skull. You say, "Hello, do you have any brains?" Right? Tell me what. You talk to the skull. So what are you bringing up? Not bring up. To bring up, you can't bring up a mace on Shabbos, but the mace is here. It's here. He answers regularly. And he answers on Shabbos too. Turn the office, Asher Bekiva. Turn the office, Asher Bekiva. Turn the office, Rosh Asher Bekiva. My Yomi Mayim. He explained to me what's so great about Shabbos. You make such a big fuss about Shabbos. What Shabbos different than Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday? What's the difference? Okay, let me ask you a question. What's the difference between you and every other person? What do you mean? No, you know why I'm great? The Maritzavi, my master wanted me. That's why I'm great. Go ask why am I greater than Mr. Harry? I am Hashem. My master wanted me. So Reb Kiva answered, okay, Shabbos Nami, the Maritzavi. What's your catch? Why is Shabbos greater than any other day? Hashem decided so. Like, why are you greater than anybody else? Because your boss decided to give you a job. So Hashem told Shabbos, you're a great day. That wasn't the question. Me Yema, the in the Shabbos. Who said day 7? Who said Shabbos? I mean, maybe you got confused. Maybe it's Monday. How do you know which one is Shabbos? How do which day is Shabbos? How do we tell Shabbos? This is an unbelievable phenomenon that only Yidden keep Shabbos, nobody else. Right? They keep Friday, Sunday, Shabbos. They don't keep Shabbos. But how do you do Shabbos? Amalei, 2 rise. Nahas and Bati Nichiach. Nahas and Batian that spit out stones and rocks the whole week. Shabbos they stop. So you see that's considered as a raya that Shabbos is Shabbos. Bal Oiv Yechiach. Number 2 raya is from the Bal Oiv. Try and do it on Shabbos, doesn't work. So you see this day is significant, the day is unique. So it's more a Kivra Shel Oiv Yechiach. 3rd raya is, says Reb Kiva, your father, Tadas Rafis' father was a Rasha, and you want to go to the grave, you'll see the whole week, Shem Ala Oshin Shabbos. The whole week it's smoking, signifying that he is burning. And Shabbos it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know, is it a Yid or a Goy, this Tadas Rafis? The Chiddush if he was a Goy, right? Yeah, it looks like it must be a Yid. Here you are. Amalei, thank you for the insult. Amalei, the Zisoy, you embarrassed him. By Shosoi, the Kilalasoi. Yeah, that's what you said about my father, that he's burning in the Gehenna. Thank you. Thank you. Mavazim, you makal him, you humiliated him. Not appreciated. Hailing Kiva. Kiva didn't have such a problem. Didn't have such a problem with that. Says the Gemara. Shoel Oiv, another cash. Shoel Oiv, that's Derish Alamason. If this is Pshat in Shoel Oiv, you're asking the dead person information, that's the same as Derish Alamason. Hi, Nova Derish Alamason. Derish Vetzkilatanya. Says no, that's it. Dorish L'Meisim is something else. Dorish L'Meisim is something that in Oilem of Lithuania they're very back in this. See them less, right? We had once Yachakal about this before we went to Poland about this sugi of Dorish L'Meisim, right?
With the Kvarim. Right.
Kvarim. There's a certain rabbis used to go to Kvarim and stay there many hours, and others consider that Dorish L'Meisim. Right. They don't. Chassidim don't do this for tzaddik. The Chassidim talk to the tzaddik, that for Yeshua, and it was a topic. But you have to count about it. Yeah, I don't think it's for tzaddik. Mr. says that. No, and then the child is Dorish L'Meisim, and it's not. I mean, Chassidim hold it not. Yeah. Right. Well, seek out, yeah. Right. What does that mean? Right. Communicate. Let's see. More says about this. Today, a person starves himself. He sleeps in the basic forest. That means he distanced himself from Gashmias, and he sleeps in the basic forest. They should tishon of Ruach Tumah. Ruach Tumah should rest on him. When Rebbe Kiva reached this pasuk, he'd cry. Rebbe Kiva got emotional, and he said, "Oma hamarim atzmoi." Somebody that starves himself. In order that the Ruach Tumah should rest on him. Shari Olav, the Ruach Tumah, it works. Try it. Person that starves himself and goes to the basic forest, Ruach Tumah will rest on him. Hamarim atzmoi, if somebody starves himself, they Olav Ruach Tahara. He wants a Ruach Tahara to rest on him. Alachas kama v'kama. How much more so you'll be zeicha to Ruach Tahara? Yeah, I think this farm saying this is Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, we marav atzma, you starve. We don't eat Yom Kippur, and the Ruach Tahara rests on every single yid. Food is gashmias. Get rid of gashmias, and once you detach from gashmias, then you have this. Aval ma what should I do? Why it doesn't always work? Shoavei they say no garmelonu. The sins cause that it shouldn't work. Shtema ki im avoy no seichem oim avdilen beinechem v'mekechem. Yeah, the sins make a separation. Amaravi, but tzaddik would want Bar Alma. They can create worlds because they can become godly. And if one is godly, like the Eibishter builds worlds, we can build worlds. Shnema ki avnesech avdilen. Now talk about creating things. That's tomorrow. Rava Bar Gavra. We never knows a moral with the Goylem. This is the source. Rava created a person, made a Goylem. Shadru la Kabbalah of Zera. He said to Zera, have a conversation about that. He started having a conversation with him, but they have a conversation and he didn't respond. Amalei min chavrayat. Oh, this you must be from how my friend made you. That means you made a witchcraft. Not witchcraft. From the chaver made. Hadal afrach. Go back to the earth. Go back to the earth. That was the end of him. Reb Oishi was sitting every Friday, but asking with Sefer Tzira, and they had open in front of them a Sefer Tzira. Sefer Tzira means a Sefer of creation. In Mivrian used to form Igla Tilsa, Igla, which is a calf, third of the height, and make it free of Achlei. They ate it. Mashma without Shchita. Mashma. Eat Shchita? They ate it. Kind of a pretty cheap way. No, it's not nothing. It's not a being. It doesn't come from parents.
Where does it come from?
Sefer Yetzirah.
It's
like creating the Goylem?
Yeah.
They ate a couple of
I don't know. Don't Shchita. Did Shchita?
Yes, no, it's the couple of Shabbos.
Yeah, Kav Shabbos. Yeah, Kav Shabbos. They say the Shech.
They did on Friday?
Friday. It doesn't make it Shabbos.
So they did on Friday.
Right. Yeah. It's free. Very free. No taxes. What? No tariff. They made it. What? The blood? That was the blood inside. I don't know. They created it. Piece of meat. Now, we were a couple of years ago in Prague, then we found out an interesting thing, not from anybody, from the Sfarim in the hotel. The safe of the hotel that speaks a lot about the Goyim of Prague. We know the Goyim of Prague past a myth. It's a myth. There's been a lot of riots that were out making Goyim. Where does this come from? This Sefer claimed there was a Goyim in Prague in the time of Rabbi Vigda Kara. Vigda, we were by his keva. Vigda Kara was a Balataisus. And this Sefer, in Akdama, one of the Maral Sfarim, he proves that he made a Goyim. He made a Goyim. Maral probably didn't make a Goyim, but I always say, it's important to say, I mean, it doesn't make much of a difference. Maral could have made a Goyim if he would have wanted. If he did or didn't, it's not irrelevant. But there's a lot of rides that he actually didn't have a Goyim. Didn't have a Goyim. You know, we can buy in the stores in Prague. In the store, you buy Golem, Golem, in like a souvenir from Prague. What? Yeah. Yeah, it was Golem. Yeah. Yeah, in Prague. Right. What?
It's a huge part of their.
Yeah. Legend, yeah. Yeah. But what?
It's folklore, you know.
Folklore?
It's
fairy tale, yeah. Actually, the fairy tale is proof of fairy tale. Okay. So okay, stop here. Stop here. Okay. Okay, morgen free with Shem. Learn the Shabbos.
Shabbos. Thank you.